President-elect Trump has set his sights on renegotiating the Panama Canal Treaty, citing high fees for U.S. vessels and a growing China influence. Many mariners are welcoming this policy change. For more on this, let's bring in U.S. Merchant Marine Captain James Staples. Captain, thank you for being here. Let's dive right in. This caught everyone off guard. All of a sudden, Trump's talking about the Panama Canal. The Panamanian president says, wait, no, you can't have it. But yet it appears that Trump is pretty serious about this. The question is, can he do this? And why do you suppose that it matters to him? Why does he care about this?
Well, first, I would never underestimate President Trump in doing anything. So can he do it? That's the question. Should he do it? Possibly, letting the Panama Canal go into Chinese hands is a bad thing. So bringing it back into American control, as we had up until 1999, I believe is great for the security of the whole Northern Hemisphere here, both North America and South America. And at one time, we did control the canal. We built the canal. A lot of American lives were lost building that canal. And now we see that the Chinese are running both ends of the canal. They're in Balboa and they're in Castrol running the container yards. They got a foothold there, and we need to make sure that the Americans never lose that type of a control on the Panama Canal. It's a very, very important, vital connection in the world. It is a throat that we don't want to have closed on us.
And Captain, we were just showing that map. I believe it's 51 miles connecting the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. I've referred to it, correct me if I'm wrong, I've called it essentially the world's most lucrative toll booth, if you will. And you look at really the facts around the usage, you can see 13,000 plus ships use this canal every year, serves more than 180 maritime routes connecting nearly 2,000 ports for 170 countries, and that the U.S. is the #1 user of the canal with over 70% of all transits. You kind of put that into perspective. If I've got that right, Captain, the strategic implications here are quite massive.
Well, they are. We are the #1 user, but the thing we need to look back at is that when I first started going through there in the 70s, we had most of the ships that were carrying our products. Now we don't. The American Merchant Marine has been decimated to the point that we have 80 ships left sailing the high seas. When I started, we had over 2,000 vessels. Now we're relying on Chinese ships to carry most of our products coming to this country. So, when we talk about the Panama Canal, yeah, it's definitely the lifeline, but we also need the American ships to be carrying that product, not the Chinese ships that are going through there now, like Costco. They're carrying probably 50% of the cargo that's coming through there. We're carrying a very small amount of cargo coming through because we don't have, #1, the manpower for the ships, and we don't have the ships. So we need to start thinking about refurbishing this program, as Mark Kelly has done. He's put forward the Ships of America Act, and that's something that we really need to look at and to build upon and to build this American Merchant Marine back up to where we were so we have the power of the seas.
Captain,
giving up the seas is not what we want to do.
Captain, you've sailed more than 100 ships and vessels through this canal yourself. My last question is, did you ever think to yourself going through there that you wish America would take it back? And what was your reaction when you first heard Trump making this suggestion?
Well, personally, I felt a lot safer when I knew we had American troops down there. My first trip through there, I was running aviation gas up in a Rodman, which was a Navy base that we had that fueled the American aircraft that flew out of that area. So, just having the Americans being down in that area, I felt a lot safer going through it. Now, probably not so safe as we used to be. So it's an important, vital choke point in the world. And as we see the Chinese are moving in everywhere, they're starting to move into the canal. They were right in Afghanistan the minute we got out of there. They were in Afghanistan. They're building islands in the South China Sea. That's another choke point we need to be aware of. So the Chinese are definitely on the move.
Yes, they are indeed. We will continue to follow this. Captain James Staples, thank you for your insight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.